if we're past the inflection point on AI, how do you stay relevant and have a great career? The last week or two has been really interesting in that I've talked to many people who still have no clue about what's about to happen. And yes, we're definitely past the inflection point on AI. How do we know that? A factory is going online next month, March of 2025, that will make 10,000 humanoid robots a year. And that's just one of 60 companies working on humanoid robots right now. So a little bit down the road, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of humanoid robots being made within a few years. Similarly, I did a recent video about a major new partnership in the autonomous trucking area that will result in tens of thousands of autonomous trucks being created every single year. And this is only 1 to 2 years away. So with things like this going on, again, the question is, how do you stay ahead of this and stay relevant? Well, I read a very interesting discussion on this a couple of days ago that I wanted to share with you. And once again, thanks to Import AI for this. The essay is titled, "The Existential Shock of Increasingly Powerful AI Systems." What an appropriate title. And again, AGI, which is an entirely new level, is predicted to be here anywhere from this year to 2029, 4 years from now. So this essay is by a guy who's worked programming AI for years now, so he knows whereof he speaks. A few years ago, getting AI systems to do useful stuff took a huge amount of careful thinking as well as familiarity with the setting up and maintenance of an AI developer environment. So a few years ago, this was extremely specialized. Things got a little easier with the arrival of generative AI, but to get the best performance out of them, you typically had to build very complicated prompts and also plug the system into a larger machine to get it to do truly useful things. Basically, to get AI systems to work properly for you, you had to do a huge amount of thinking. And all my viewers are familiar with the need for good prompts to use generative AI. But here we go. Now getting AI systems to do useful stuff for you is as simple as asking for it. And you don't even need to be that precise. Often I find myself prompting Claude like I'd prompt an incredibly high context, patient, impossible to offend colleague. In other words, I'm blunt, short, and speak in a lot of shorthand. And Claude responds to my asks basically perfectly. And by the way, Google Gemini fits this exact description, and so does ChatGPT 4.0 using the speaking capability of that system. But I hear a lot of people saying great things about Claude. The essay goes on to say, you might think this is a good thing. Certainly it's very useful. But beneath all of this, I have a sense of lurking horror. AI systems have got so useful that the thing that will set humans apart from one another is not specific hard-won skills for utilizing AI systems or other specialized knowledge, like legal knowledge, for example, but rather just having a high level of curiosity and agency. Now, here's the very important thing the guy says. In other words, in the era where these AI systems are true everything machines, which if they technically aren't quite yet, they will be this year, if they aren't already. People will outcompete one another by being increasingly bold and agentic, pun intended, and he's talking about AI agents, in how they use these systems rather than in developing specific technical skills to interface with the system. So what he's stating is a complete paradigm shift. AI is getting to the point now where technical skills to use it to its capability will no longer be necessary. So then the only differentiator is mindset. How proactive are you? How curious are you? How disciplined are you in work ethic? This is going to be the differentiator. So now he says something very important. We should all intuitively understand that none of this will be fair, which is exactly why I started the AI Guide to prepare you for this. That is now here. Curiosity and the mindset of being curious and trying a lot of stuff is neither evenly distributed in the population or generally nurtured. In other words, they don't teach this stuff. You're either hardwired to it or you make a choice to be this way. More on that at the end. Therefore, I'm coming around to the idea that one of the greatest risks lying ahead of us will be the social disruptions that arrive when the new winners of the AI revolution are made. And the winners will be those people who have exercised a whole bunch of curiosity with the AI systems available to them. Wow, what a statement. I talk to Claude every day. Increasingly, I find my ability to benefit from Claude is mostly limited by my own imagination rather than my specific technical skills. The only hard limit is me. I need to want something and be willing to be curious in seeing how much the AI can help me doing it. So what does this mean? Well, my regular viewers know that I frequently talk about mindset now, since I sort of did a reset a few months ago of this channel to focus more and more on career paths and mindset. I have talked about this often. Whether you will thrive in the age of AI will be a choice, like everything else. People make choices all day, every day, mostly on autopilot. This is a conscious choice that will have to be made unless you're one of the pretty few people hardwired to curiosity. In the general population, maybe it's 10%. Maybe. I'll do research on that point, but you get my drift. So what this article is telling us is use AI a lot. Try these tools out, push them to their limits, see what they can do and can't do, which changes almost monthly. Being this proactive and this curious will protect you in the future and help make you one of the relatively few winners in the massive disruption that is now upon us. A great example of this disruption I will talk about on my very next video. So please think about what this person said and my points that follow up from it. It's incredibly important to your personal well-being. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, please support me and the channel on Patreon or buy me a coffee. We've started to get some support on Patreon, but we need a lot more to really grow this channel into what it can be. So thanks so much. See you next time. Take care. Bye.